Hey everybody, and welcome to First Steps Basic Training. If you're brand new to our business, welcome. We love to see new people joining Team Vision, and I hope you've been made to feel welcome from your sponsor and your sidelines and all the people in the team on our Team Vision Facebook page. So you've probably been introduced on there already by your sponsor. So we're happy to have you kickstart your training. And if you're watching the recording, this is something you can watch a few times before it all sinks in, because there is a lot to learn in the beginning. And don't worry, we've all been there before. We know what it's like. It's a lot to take in when you're brand new. So I'm going to share a little training with you tonight called First Steps Basics. And that's exactly what it is. You know, you've probably just placed your first order and you're thinking, oh my goodness, what do I do now? Like, I've got these samples here. How do I start my business? So I hope this gives you a little bit of a platform to get your business moving. So on that Team Vision Facebook page, it's more than just, a social group. It is great to get to know people. And when I was in Sydney this weekend at the car presentation for Kristen, I felt like I knew all these people that I've only ever known through social media on that group. So it was really great to connect with them in person, and some are on the call today. So on that page, we love recognition. We love to reward each other at the beginning of a new month for achieving bonuses and things like that. But it's also where we'll post any important information, like about the next 30 Days to Healthy Living group that you can add yourself to through the link. It might be where we post our team training days. There's a lot of fantastic recordings in there at the moment in the recent posts from our training day in Sydney just on Saturday. So you can just click on those, and they were live recordings and you can watch them in your own time. But for someone brand new, this recording is definitely a better place to start. So depending on where you live, we do have a lot of Discover Arbonne events, and some are run by our team, our managers. We have one regularly on the Gold Coast and in Brisbane and in Sydney and sometimes in New Zealand. But you can also go along to other Discover Arbonne events that are happening around Australia, New Zealand and America that other teams are hosting. Arbonne is very inclusive, where we like to share information and share trainings with lots of other teams. So always feel welcome at these events. They are a great way to fill your belief and your vision of what's to come for your future in Arbonne. But they're also there for you to invite a guest to. So rather than you knowing all the answers, you can actually bring someone along and they can listen with a glass of wine and hear people's stories. And sometimes they might relate more to someone else other than you, someone more in their age demographic, someone more with their occupational background or their career. So these events are paramount, and they're also a way of catching up with fellow team members and sidelines. So you might be noticing at the moment in Team Vision, we're doing a lot of this I won the day. And if you're thinking, what the hell is this? We all have our own personal goals of how many asks we're doing each day to reach out to new people about our business. So you might lead with a sample, or you might offer them a coffee chat, or you might invite them to an event. But that is classed as an ask. So every time you do whatever you decide is your daily ask, you get to post that little gift and get a little bit of a pat on the back and just feel that you're part of a team and you're not alone all the time. And the pods, you're on a pod right now. Pods are a really great way to connect with training without having to leave your home. So most of us work full-time, or we're full-time parents. So it's really important that these are available for you from your home, on your phone or your laptop. And recordings are sometimes posted as well. But for you newbies, the most important one to jump on is this Monday night one, First Steps. And it's always at 6 o'clock in Brisbane, which is 7 o'clock in Sydney and 9 o'clock in New Zealand. And you might want to jump on for a couple of weeks. There's people on this call who've been in the business over a year. because by watching these pods, you're learning the skills for how to run them yourself. And we are inviting all the area managers to run these pods and some district managers as well. So try and get on, and just the verbiage becomes more natural. The more you practice, the better we get at everything. We weren't born leaders. We are people that have become skilled along the way in our Arbonne journey. And then on Sunday night, we have a 12-week course, because there's lots of topics to cover when you're new. And generally we spread it out, we rotate every week, and then we start back at number 1. And these are kind of topics like handing out samples, how to use social media in your business, how to reach out and invite to coffee chats, how to do a one-on-one. They're all very practical topics that you can see what's coming up in the events tab under the Team Vision events, again in that same Facebook group. So try and jump on those every Sunday night and Monday night if you can. And then there's others throughout the week as well. Lynn's doing one tomorrow night on handling objections. So probably the hardest thing for me to get my head around when I was new to the business 9 years ago was this little thing called QV. Oh, someone needs to mute.
Which one?
Kristen? Okay. So QV stands for qualifying volume. So what that means is it's a currency, a points currency that is global. It is the same points for each product in our catalogue all around the world. So if you're going to buy a night cream here in Australia, the price will be different to a night cream in America or New Zealand, but the QV value will be the same. And that's really, really important for us to get our promotions to the different levels that we have within the business. It's important to get our AIT incentive trip this year to Fiji. It's important to get paid your bonuses. Once you're an IC, you can get a bonus every month of $125. And district manager, it's $250, and that goes up to $500 and $750. So these points are pretty important at understanding how our business works. Now, when you see a P in front of the QV, that means it's your personal qualifying volume, and that comes from your own personal sales as well as any preferred clients or retail orders in your downline. Okay, and then the SL stands for Success Line QV, and that includes all those personal ones and PC ones as well as your team members and all of their sales. So that's the one you see on your website on the right-hand column, and that's the important one for getting to district manager. So it's great to sign up both preferred clients and consultants when you're new to your business, because both count towards you becoming a district manager. So if you have another team member who's working equally as hard as you are, you're essentially halving your workload for what you need to do to promote. So really encourage those people who have got an interest in the products and looking for a second income to look at joining as a consultant like you did. And some people will join this way just for the discount, and that's fine as well. All those points will still count for you, but they're not PQV. So we talk about needing a minimum of 150 PQV once we get to district manager to get paid on your downline. And when you're a brand new consultant, you need 150 PQV to get paid commission on your preferred clients. But if you've already got a team, you need 500 PQV to get paid on your team to get commission on them. And that's only for the few months until you're a district manager, and then that drops back to 150. So I hope that makes sense. That's the one slide that most people are like, oh my God, that's confusing. And I honestly was a district manager before I understood QV. So don't feel silly, and don't feel like you can't ask your sponsor questions or ask them to clarify that again. But when you open your catalogue, you'll see every single product. Let's look, for example, at a RE9 product. Beside the price, you will see the QV. Okay, so let's look at a cleansing polish. Retail price $46, PC price $36.80, QB $32. So those points are added into your account, and then another client might buy an ASVP for 324 QB. That will add with that prep work, and they'll all accumulate over the entire month. And those QB points do go back to zero every month. But the good news is, if you can get to 1,000 personal QB or 2,500 success line QB, the points are going to carry over for you for the next 2 or 3 months to help you get to district manager. So that's another training we do too, specifically about getting to district manager. But if you're brand new, all you need to know is that every product you sell, you or your team member, you're earning points that are getting accumulated in your account. Now, apps. We are a digital world and we are a very savvy digital company. So there's a few extra apps you might want to add to your phone. Firstly, you've obviously got your login for your Arbonne website. What you want to go to on the App Store is My Office, this one second on the right, and that's where you track all your points. You never have to add them up. They are tracked for you. Every sale that's made, your points are added up in there. It shows you how close you are to incentives and bonuses, and it also shows you all of your customers and your team members' contact details. And you can even phone them straight from the app. So that's a really handy back office tool to have on your phone. The other one is Shop Arbonne. I've got some clients who only ever use this. They don't even use their computer. So from this, you can order on behalf of a PC or behalf of yourself, and you can order straight from the app with the touch of your finger, and it still gets delivered the same way, and the points are still added into your office. The little orange round symbol, that stands for SoundCloud. So the others are non-Arbonne apps, but SoundCloud is a free app where we often listen to trainings. So there's a lady on there I like to follow, for example, Donna Johnson, Go for Gold calls. She is our upline in America, one of the highest money earners in Arbonne. And she's got a great system of every Saturday morning interviewing or recording a different regional vice president or national vice president to speak about their journey or about their way they're running their business. So you can listen to those at any time, and the recordings are posted later on her Facebook group, Donna Johnson Go for Gold, as well. If you're not an Instagram and a Facebook user, I strongly recommend you have both of these social media tools, because social media, whether we like it or not, is a huge part of our business. People want to see you using Arbonne in your lifestyle. They don't want to see a whole page of pictures of images or prices of products. They want to see you at the gym sweaty with your Photo Sport hydration, or they want to see you at the park with your shake in the foreground of your children playing. So try and have a look at following your leader and some other influential people in Arbonne and get ideas from them. And the Instagram stories are really popular at the moment. You apparently get 400 times more views on a story than on an Instagram post. And you can link your Instagram page to your Facebook business page, not your personal one, your business page, to save creating your stories twice every day. Just share the same story on both platforms. But you find Facebook is still the biggest used social media platform, but Instagram's certainly huge for the 18 to 30-year-olds and beyond. And Zoom, you've obviously worked out how to use that, because we're all using Zoom now. Once you've downloaded it once, you can use it from your phone. You can click on the link for pods and you'll be added directly into the event, and you can watch back the recordings as well. And the last little rule about Facebook is not to post anything about discounting your products. You know, we can't sell on eBay or do tacky things like ring me now and get 50% off your products today. You know, if we're desperate for QV at the end of the month, we don't want to discredit the value of these products. So we stick to the rules of offering PC prices or consultant prices. So there's a form that we have. I'm going to show you where to find these things as well when I finish this slideshow. But our team only, just our little team called teamvisionnations.com.au, we have our own website, and on there you'll find a folder of forms you can print out in one section rather than going on the website and having to search for every individual form or image that you might like. And there's also a document on there called Preferred Client Benefits. So it's just a nice summary of what your preferred clients are getting for their $25 joining fee in Australia, or free if they're spending over $225 retail. And those prices are different in each country. But the crux of it is a preferred client gets all their information stored so they can log on anytime, anywhere and order for themselves. And you want to try and educate them on how to do that. It gives them 20% off individual products and 40% off the sets. So the 30 Days to Healthy Living packs, protein or meal replacement, or the RE9 set with the Genius pads. And there's also a great makeup set now, which has been updated with the new palettes. And then if somebody's looking at buying, say, more than an ASVP, it's probably worth their while looking at the consultant option. So for $65 in Australia, $75 in New Zealand, they get 35% of their individual products and 50% off their ASVP packs. So it's a really big saving if it's someone that's doing the 30 Days to Healthy Living like all year. You're really saving them money, and generally when we show people how to save money, they're very grateful and they generally share it with other people. So that's ultimately growing your network. So when we're looking at the business website, I'm going to show you that in a moment, but there is a tab for business aids. It's really, really important that you stock yourself up with samples. They are seriously the ticket to success in our business. So yesterday, for example, I sampled the lady beside me on my flight home from Sydney. You know, we might meet a school mum on the soccer field that just wants to try something. Try and carry them with you or have them available at home to post out to people. Just going to mute a couple more people. So on there, you can order samples for practically everything, every range that we have, you know, right down to mascaras and primer. And then the boutique, I'll show you where that is. That's where you would order your business cards. So they're really handy to have your URL printed on and to have your ID number so people can quickly find you on the website. So I've also got a pod that you can find in Team Vision on Facebook called Sampling. And that just gives you an idea, if you're brand new, how to sample someone, whether it's a cold market or a friend, and the importance of the follow-up. It's really not worth giving out a lot of samples if you're not trained in how to follow up with someone and making a time with them to get back in touch and give them clear responses for their options and the prices and things like that. So there's lots of ways that we are successful in Arbonne, and we call these income producing activities. So you may have heard these words thrown around, but one-on-ones is basically have a girlfriend over and say, come in the bathroom and try these products that I'm using. And they can literally try the cleanser, toner, moisturizers at home with you, or you can take it to them and do it in their home. You can do a product presentation, which is just like that, but with a small group of people. And that's a great way to grow your network, because you're going to meet your friends' friends, and your friend who's hosting the event can earn amazing rewards, which we call host rewards. They get a free gift and up to 80% off their products. So that entices them to invite more people along, and you're benefiting from growing your network. So sampling, I mentioned, is really important if someone can't get to a presentation or is too busy to come and meet you. You can either use the sample packs, or why not loan them a whole a whole pack of products. So I have a spare set of RE9 and I call it my gold bag, and I loan it to people. People that I know, like, you know, they own the shop where I'm giving it to them. They work at the tuck shop, they work in the school office, and then I can just go and pick it back up off them in a week. And that's a good opportunity to talk to them about the option of being a consultant or a preferred client. So a business chat is more where you're focused essentially on joining your team. So just inviting a friend to meet you for a coffee and talking about why you joined Arbonne and how you're running your business and how you think it could be a fit for them. So if you don't feel very versed yet at doing something like that, invite your sponsor. It's so important to get these successful, trained people who have done the do and are experiencing success already. Get them in front of your new people. So if your sponsor lives overseas and you're somewhere else, you can do it on Zoom exactly like this. You can have the three of you on a three-way conversation and you're sharing the business. Often I find just a casual chat is all you need. Other times I'll bring the Discover Arbonne is Arbonne for You flyer or the Discover Arbonne little brochure that you can buy in business aids. And if you really want to, you can share a presentation similar to this as well about the business, like we use at the Discover Arbonne events. So get your sponsor busy. Don't feel scared to ask them, because that's what they're there for, to grow your team with you. So an awesome way to really kickstart your business into huge momentum when you first joined is to fully embrace our 30 Days to Healthy Living program. If you're not already on it, it started today and it's not too late for you to join in a couple of days late. But just by buying an ASVP pack, anybody can join this group. They don't need to be consultants, but they are going to get motivation, videos of education, meal plans, recipe books, both vegan and meat recipe books, and just constant to the pulse information on why we are eliminating a couple of these inflammatory products in our everyday lifestyle. We don't promote it like a diet. It is a healthy living lifestyle, and we ask them just to immerse themselves in it really strictly for 30 days, and then they can continue in their own fashion after that, however they choose. Now, we do also have a 10-day program for people who can't commit for 30 days or they're on a serious budget. And then hopefully after that 10-day program, they'll be feeling so amazing that they'll want to join the next 30-day program anyway. So a really good suggestion to seriously get you to district manager in your first 2 months of the business would be to get 8 friends to do this 30-day program with you. So 8 people all buying the pack, and maybe others doing a 10-day or buying a bit of skincare. That's seriously going to boost up your QV to launch your business into success very quickly. And those that are really embracing it, definitely, again, share the business with them, because they'll share it with their friends at work and their family, and you'll just have more and more of a network joining your team. So your call to action, so what to do next, you know, hopefully you're feeling a bit inspired about getting some samples and handing them out. I really recommend the $65 box. I just got one the other day. It looks like this, and if you don't know what samples to order, it gives you a bit of everything. So you've got nutrition samples, skincare samples, fizz sticks, catalogues. It's a really good just little taster box for $65, and it comes with QV as well, which is awesome. So get with your sponsor and try and book in at least 2 launches. So I'm doing one, for example, this weekend with a new consultant, and she's got quite separate groups of friends. So you can have one with your girlfriends and one with your work friends. If you are living in a new place, maybe where you didn't used to live, why not do a virtual launch? You can invite everybody into a group and do a live launch, and basically your sponsor would run it like an event. So you could post out some samples before the day so that they can try the products before the event, and you'd go through the benefits of Arbonne with them over a virtual presentation. Make sure you're getting on these pods, as we've already discussed, and download all the apps I listed. And familiarise yourself with Team Vision Nations. And I'm going to show you how to get onto that in a moment and show you where these forms are to print. I think I've covered everything else. I'm going to show you right now where that new consultant checklist, because that's going to really give you some guide for how much new training you've done and how much you've got left to do. Because this is your new business. Nobody is your boss. Nobody's going to ring you up and say, have you done this yet? You know, how many samples have you handed out? You need to let your sponsor know what your goals are for your business. Are you doing this for $500 a month and you're happy with that? Or are you doing this to have a life-changing income and earn the Mercedes and leave your current job? Because if you're the second, you'll probably be in contact with your sponsor almost every day. You'll probably be working together on weekends and doing lots of get-togethers. But if you're the first one, your sponsor needs to know not to pressure you or hassle you or make you feel stressed. So make sure you do the new consultant workbook, and then they'll have a pretty good idea of whether you're a walking pace, a jog, or a run. Okay, so let me just quickly show you all these things I've talked about. First of all, we have our team website here, and I think the first slide had a .au in it. It doesn't have a .au, it's just teamvisionnations.com. And the most important one, really all you need to worry about for your first few months, is the Kickstart tab. When you click on that, you will see you've probably already done your first order, but you'll see this Dropbox link. Click on that and you will see your country, and you just go to the print page. And this is really all of the important documents you need in your first month. Like, I'm constantly sending out the free gift list to customers. I'm constantly sending out the ASVP flyer because that's the best value for both consultants and preferred clients. It's got the Is Arbonne for You flyer I mentioned if you're having a coffee chat with someone. The host rewards flyer if you've got a friend hosting an event for you. It's got the business aids price list as well as the consultant price list. So without searching through your catalogue, you can see the prices for a PC or a consultant as well as the QB. And then it's got the checklist here at the bottom. This is the one I urge you to put at the front of your folder and literally tick it off as you work through it. So we talked about the apps tonight. Once you've added them into your phone, you can tick them off. Once you've got your Facebook page set up or your Insta, you can tick them off. Some of these things you've already done. You can set yourself a reminder for the trainings on Sunday nights, the Sunday skills. And you can start looking through your website too to make sure your profile is up to date. I'll show you that now. Somebody's TV is playing. I'm just trying to... You're not muted. Just have a little mute for me, please. Here it is. So I'm logged in as me. And this is what we call our dashboard. So we talked about the source. It's under My Resources. If you click on the source there, you can type in practically any question about any product or any topic, and it will lead you to information, documents you can download and print or save on your desktop. So for example, free gift list, which is called the Pick Me list, you would just type it in and search. But that's why we've sort of saved you a bit of time and effort by putting them all in our Team Vision Nations document for you. They're all in one spot to easily click and print. So I'll just go back. And I want to show you business aids. So back to my office. You can only see the business aids if you're logged in as yourself, not as a preferred client. But this is where you would find the samples, the catalogues, the Discover Arbonne little booklets, anything like brushes, any presentation aids, they're all here in one place. And if you wanted the boutique to order like a branded t-shirt or a mug or the business cards already complete with logos that are related to Arbonne Business, you just click on there and that's a separate business to order from. So I hope that has answered most of the questions for a new person. I don't want you to feel too overwhelmed. So please go back to your sponsor if you've felt confused about anything tonight. But you'll basically find everything you need in that Kickstart folder. So I'll stop sharing. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to go ahead. I'm going to do a quick screenshot of all of you amazing people who have jumped on tonight. Smile. That's great to see so many new faces on tonight and so many people stepping up into leadership, because once you start familiarizing yourself with these trainings, you can be running them yourself for your team, and your team love to see you in the spotlight running the trainings. So any questions?